Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
So people need to know, just because it's fancy and everything's just looks perfect, there's always something that could get you, and you got to have all your ducks in line to make it profitable for you and your company. So I like it. Okay, let's move on to the lightning round. The lightning round, we're sponsored by Sensations. These guys are they are a beauty salon. They do your mani-pedis, your massages. They do a spray tanning beds. They're in Pocatello and in Twin Falls. These guys do a great job. And here soon, we're going to have some promotion from them when you do mention the podcast, when you walk into their facility. So stay tuned. All right. Nathan, what's one of maybe your best book or a tool or a software you've used that's kind of really been a game changer for you?
Oh my gosh. We can spend a lot of time on this, I think. And it's supposed to be the lightning round, right? I'll tell you what, while there are digital marketing pieces that are important to know, in the last probably 2 years, there's two books for me that have been, or I don't know if it's a set of books, but there's one that has been really influential to me because it helps me to learn information and it helps me to learn how to communicate in a way that I think everybody appreciates and likes, because it's not fluffy, meaningless conversation. It ends up being very valuable, traction-oriented, moving conversation. So the first one for me that has been really valuable has been Never Split the Difference. It's a book written by Chris Voss. I have listened to it. I have read it probably about 10 times in the last 2 years. And I may be due to just get a refresher. Every time I listen to it, there's some new point or piece that I pick up on that I'm like, oh yeah, it's so good. And then
that was a good one.
And then honest to goodness, any book from Simon Sinek, he's got, I think, 4 or 5 that are out there. He's got, Leaders Eat Last, Start with Your Why, some of those kinds of things. I really found that those have been influential in how I approach the way that I do business. And so I do use a lot of those concepts from those books in our marketing, and gosh dang it, they work.
I like it. Some good books. So people look those up and start reading them. I do really like the Never Split the Difference. That's one of those ones you have to listen to a few times because there's a lot of information in it. So listen to, read it. I'm in my truck a lot, so I use Audible quite a bit. But yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What is one of the biggest myths business owners need to know the truth about?
One that comes to the top of my mind right now is a lot of our clients rely on us for information, and that's great. We have a lot of different sources that we use to get information, and we source from many places on purpose. But sometimes I get clients who are saying, hey, I've got my own subscription to this digital marketing software, and here's what this tool says about, hey, you're doing this right, or whoa, you're not heading in the right direction. One thing that it's always hard to get your head wrapped around is that there are pieces of software that help us to find data and information. And the more data, the more information you have, the better decisions and choices you can make. But the caveat behind that is that no matter how good a piece of software is, not always is it factual. A piece of software is an expression of someone's opinion. And that's the simple truth of it. So what we like to do is we always look at 3 to 5 to 8 different sources of information and kind of get sort of a collective opinion between all of those, because I don't think there's any two tools that we have subscriptions with that work the same. Yeah, they might come up with the same right kind of information, but none of them will give you the same exact figures. And so getting information across many different places will give you the best view of how it should really look, not just from one place. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like in the digital marketing world, there's a couple of tools that are just really popular. We use them, but our clients use them, but I don't think they use all of them together like we would. There's SEMrush, there's one, and it looks at many different things. There is Ahrefs, there's Majestic, there is Ubersuggest. Anyways, there's a handful of these tools. We use them all. We look at them all. We get data from all of them, and then make an opinion. But we don't look at any one to get that information. So that's a huge piece. I think that the other myth is, and we've kind of hit on it a little bit, there's no magic bullet to get things done. It comes down to good hard work. But there's this concept, and it's common, and you'll hear it out there, but the concept is content is king. Well, the way that the content needs to be put together or presented to your audience is forming and transforming as people's behaviors and expectations and technology changes. For a long time, that just meant what you wrote. And I still think that's very applicable. What you say, what you write is important, and you should have a plethora of that. But even more valuable than what you write is what you can see. And so that's kind of morphed a little into some images and some graphic design. And I think that it's funny to me that it's the hot button now, but we've started talking about it about 10 years ago. It's video. Video is where it's at. You want to express something, you want to get a message across. There is nothing more engaging. There is nothing more engaging than video. Even podcasts, right? Audio streams and things like that have picked up in popularity in the last 8-10 years. Like now that's a really primary medium. It's less about TV. It's less about different platforms that have been out there, less about radio. Even, I'm not saying that those aren't still viable pieces that don't exist, but if you can put information that grabs attention from people in a place that they're looking, in a way that they want to consume it, then you're removing so many obstacles. If you think about it, if you land on a website page and you see a video and it's 15 to 30 seconds at the top of the video, but below that you see a huge section of content, are you going to watch the 15 or 30-second video first, or are you going to read that content? And I'd venture to say that 9 out of 10 people would like to watch the video. That's the sad reality. So if you can be more creative and do more content production, that's where you win. And if you do that consistently over a long period of time.
I like it. I know I follow Russell Brunson quite a bit, owner of ClickFunnels, and he said if you're probably familiar with it too. If you make a piece of content every day, you won't struggle with business. You won't struggle with people coming in and doing business with you. So that's good advice.
If Russell Brunson's a good one to follow in the digital marketing world. He has some great advice. I love the fact that he's just in Boise. Well, he's an Eagle, but he's not far away, right? He's nationally famous, world famous.
We'll get him on this podcast one of these days.
Yeah, hopefully. Another person that's a good person to follow. There's probably 2 others I think that are pretty influential in the digital marketing world. And I'm not saying lots of people aren't or don't have good information, but people that are just worth following. One of them is Neil Patel. He has great information. He tends to focus a little more on the Google side of things, but his advice is solid. I haven't heard anything from him that I disagree with. And then another person that is amazing, especially in social media, is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V, as he's known. You have to be careful. Gary V can be a little spicy in his language, but his messages are the value behind his messages are amazing, and
For
he
sure.
talks about producing no less than like 5 to 10 pieces of content per day, every day, and placing them on all different kinds of places. So take that for what it's worth.
That's right. It's all about content now, people. You got to produce it. So, and some good content. You know, it's not all going to be home runs, but content nonetheless. So, all right, Nathan, what was one question I should have asked, and what would be your answer to it?
That's funny. I'm a big jokester. People who know me, I inject humor into everything, even when it's inappropriate. So a lot of times, like we'll have a discussion with my buddies, and I'll send them a text message, and I'll say, "What's your favorite hamburger at Wendy's, and why is it the Baconator?" Or what's your favorite city in Nevada, and why is it Las Vegas? I think that the one piece, yeah, I've said this a lot of times. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely blown away at how many people don't do this or don't take advantage. There are some really big tools that are given to you as a business owner. I don't care if you're a local business and you're like a tanning salon, or you're a bank, or if you're a flower shop, or you sell e-commerce or what have you. One of the best tools that will produce the most amount of revenue and attention for you is Google My Business. So I would value a Google My Business profile over a Facebook page, over a TikTok channel, over an Instagram profile. Google My Business is the Google Maps. It will, and there are all kinds of ways to promote yourself in there. And so a couple of brief statistics, I don't know that they're updated or not. I remember they were, at least as of a year ago, but something like 65% of all businesses out there do not even have a Google My Business page. And then
wow, that's shocking.
Of those businesses that do, something like 72%, is that right? Or maybe it was, excuse me, I was wrong. It's like 84% of those who have a profile do not have them completed. and so if you want some kind of a, let's call it a Google hack. It's not really a hack. It's just something that you should do. You should do it right now before you forget. Is if you don't have a Google My Business profile, go get one. Go get one. I don't care. It is, yep. You can, and if you're worried about your address showing up, they have one where you can have your address show, which is really helpful, or you can have it where you're just a service area. So it doesn't have your address. It just covers a service area that you might do business in, especially if you're a service provider. And then here's the hack, right? Once you've got it filled out, fill out every possible spot that there is to fill in information. Google has this mentality, and they're not quiet about it. They've been openly honest on this, which is rare, but they give preference to those who utilize and take advantage of the free information that you can give out to your audience. So if you set one up and you do the minimum status quo, and you don't have all of your spots filled out, or you don't have descriptions for the services, or you haven't filled out the categories of what your business is, or maybe you haven't uploaded some photos of either your location or some of the products or the services you sell, or what have you. There's a million different things. If you have, well, not a million, there's not that many really, but if you haven't filled them out, Google will prefer those who have over those who haven't. So you want to win, you want an easy win, set up your Google My Business profile and literally just fill it out to completion. That's it. And then you don't even have to do anything for a long time. It is easy. Okay, that was it.
I love it. There you go, people. Some good free advice. If you haven't done it, do it. Don't be stuck in the Stone Age. People are not looking in the yellow pages anymore, or the white pages. You gotta go get some stuff going on online. So, okay, Nathan, appreciate you being on the show with us today. If those people are listening right now are thinking, you know, this guy seems like he knows his stuff, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
If you want to call there's always somebody who can answer the phone. And our phone number is 208-938-5988. You know what doesn't happen a lot, but I would love it to happen, is very rare do we have people just stop into our office. So just walk in the front door and say, I'm looking for some help. I guarantee you'll get help really, really quickly. You can email, and the email is just info@arcanemarketing.com, ARCANE marketing.com. I personally will get that email.
Awesome. I like it. And I like it a lot. So appreciate you being on the show today with us. People, you heard it from him. Go see him at Arcane Marketing. He will roll out the red carpet for you and help you grow your business. So, and to those that are listening again, continue to share and subscribe to the podcast, share with your friends, and go out there and conquer your day. Stay away from those negative Nancys and just have a great week. All right. Thanks, guys, and see you next episode.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.